I don't think I'll leak anything by showing a little bit of it, but similar to the mouse pad where I had the idea to put my signature on the mouse pad itself, like here, just for reference or anyone knowing. So for example, on my mouse pad, I have a little signature right there. So on the bottom right, I did something very similar on the mouse, which I'm actually really, really happy with the black version of the mouse. The white one, the signature and stuff is black on white. And I think I'd want to change it to like a light silver or something. So it doesn't really stand out as much and it blends in more. Because I prefer like more like minimalistic style. I don't like stuff like sticking out. But for example, the side of the mouse, it's really, oh, there you go. You can see it. But it has my signature just on the side right there. It's doesn't like stick out or anything, so you don't feel it. So even if I touch it, you won't feel it. And that's kind of like one of the logos on the mouse. There's another one on top, and it's a really small one that's like really not noticeable, but I kind of like that a lot. Kaide said it looks nice too. I mean, my logo is like a little bit slanted though, so maybe it looks a little bit weird on the side of the mouse, but it's like a little something. Like, trust me when I say this, if you look at the mouse from afar, you barely notice the signature or the logo. It's more of like when you shine it in light, that's when the logo comes out. There's another logo that I have. I think if I showed the top of the mouse though, I'm pretty sure some detectives will easily be able to figure out which brand it's from. So for that reason, I can't show the top one, but the top logo is, it's like, to anyone that knows what like the TenZ logo looks like, it's that, and it's really small. Why they're not the hump? No, so there's my signature on the right side of the mouse. There is a really small logo also on top of the mouse, but I really like the black on black. I think the black on black looks pretty sick. I have the white version, which is downstairs, but it's set up on Kaide's computer right now. But that one is like the full white mouse, but the signature is black. And what I was saying is, instead of making the signature black, I would want to make it kind of like light gray, so it blends in with the white more, and kind of like, I think it would look better. I'll do one more show of the signature. That's what it looks like right there. So my TenZ signature. If it's hard to capture on camera, that just shows that like it really blends in. If I stand from back here and look at the mouse, honestly, I can barely tell that there's a logo or a signature on it. I can see the top one more, but that's just because I have a literal, like, I have a light beaming down on it, like a really bright light. But yeah, I think it looks really clean. And the mouse is weighted at 49 grams. Does it work for people with big hands? I would say probably. I think for someone with big hands, the mouse would feel kind of like smaller. It's not as big as, let's say, a Viper V3 or like a Logitech Superlight, but it's not a small mouse by any means. I would say for the dimensions, I think the length was like either 120 or 119 millimeters. Ergonomic, it is symmetrical. That's a new prototype, right? Yeah, this is the prototype with the better internals inside. Proper mouse feet. The logos on the mouse. The side buttons are a lot better. Like these side buttons, let's see if I can do like a little click test on them. But can you hear what they sound like, chat? I'm not sure if you can hear it in the mic, but I'm trying to talk while I'm clicking so you can hear what the side buttons sound like. The side buttons are not mushy. They're like just a good amount of click, which is something I like for side buttons. I also had the option, I could have gone for like a metal scroll wheel, but I think just in terms for like safety and simplicity and just like a mouse that is just like good looking and performs well, I just stuck with like the plastic or the rubber. I mean, the bottom doesn't have any holes in it, so the mouse, like if I try squeezing this mouse really hard, which I'm literally like death squeezing it, I'm not able to make it creak at all. So that is something that's pretty important to me. Like I'm pretty confident that this mouse, if it fell from the top of my loft, it wouldn't like full break. There might be a rattle inside, but it wouldn't full break. But that's like that's a pretty far drop. What is the weight for your prototype? It would be 49 grams. The selling price of the mouse, $129.99. So that's like $130. Compare that to what it was previously, which was $190. So the price is going down by $60. I'm very, very happy about that. And I'm not a fan of kind of like the hype beast like mouse release where a mouse has a certain amount of like production and it goes out of stock. It's a peripheral. Like you want it to be accessible to people. So just the fact that the price is going down and it doesn't like affect the actual quality of the mouse and or like the build quality of it. It's also made from a really, really trusted brand within the community. Like a lot of people, a lot of like mouse enthusiasts hold the brand in high regard, I'd say. Is it a continued mouse or limited? It will be continued. So that's one thing that I like the most. It will not be a limited time. Do you think if better internals and such a release that you'd make 2.0s or improvements on the mouse? mouse. 100%. Because the mouse is a continued shape as time goes by and technology gets better. I mean, also, I really, really like the current shape, but if people want it, we could definitely make like a mini version of the mouse. Because I would say this mouse leans more towards like, it's in the medium, maybe like getting closer to large than it is to small. It feels big, but it's because it's a medium-sized mouse with a big hump. So for that reason, the mouse feels really like accommodating for larger hands. If it does really well and if people are excited about it, then maybe like a mini version can be released in the future. I've always been a really big fan of mice with curves and mice that are more anchored towards the back. So every mouse feels so much more different. And it was actually crazy the amount of like steps I took into getting to this shape exactly. I think I might make a red one. I'm gonna see if I can make a red one. White, there is a white. Black and white, 100% guaranteed. Make the software good too. I hate bad mouse softwares. The software is pretty self-explanatory. I saw a glimpse on the UI and the UI was, I could tell you what you can easily change on the mouse. This UI is really easy to, it's really easy to navigate. There's an option to turn off or on motion sync. You can change the auto sleep or debounce time on the mouse. It tells you the battery and there's also like macros and other shit like that.